There is a security video online that has no sound, no violence, and no crime on camera. Yet people who watch it say the same thing. Something is very wrong. The woman in that elevator disappeared shortly after the footage was recorded. Days later, her body was found inside a hotel water tank. And to this day, no one can fully explain how she got there. This is the case of Elisa Lam. And once you see the video, you won't forget it. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old university student from Vancouver, Canada. She came from a close-knit family and was described by people who knew her as intelligent, creative, and deeply introspective. She loved literature, movies, and writing. Elisa kept online blogs where she documented her thoughts with brutal honesty. She wrote about feeling lost, about trying to understand her place in the world, and about her ongoing mental health struggles. She had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. This wasn't something she hid. In fact, she spoke openly about it in her writing, sometimes discussing how medication affected her mood and behavior. In early 2013, Elisa decided to take a solo trip through California. It wasn't unusual for her. She enjoyed traveling alone and saw it as a way to grow more independent. Her parents were supportive but cautious. They stayed in constant contact with her throughout the trip. Elisa agreed to check in with them every single day, and she did. San Diego, Los Angeles, Santa Cruz, San Francisco. She followed the plan, until she didn't. Los Angeles was supposed to be just another stop, but it would be the last place anyone ever heard from her. Elisa checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. At the time, it was marketed as a budget-friendly option for travelers, but the building itself carried a long and troubling history. Over the decades, the hotel had been connected to suicides, violent crimes, and unexplained deaths. By the time Elisa arrived, management had tried to rebrand parts of the building to attract tourists, but its reputation still lingered. Initially, Elisa was placed in a shared room with other guests. Within a short time, those guests complained about her behavior. Not violent, not threatening, just unsettling enough that they felt uncomfortable. Hotel staff moved Elisa to a private room. That decision would later become one of the most discussed details in the entire case. From that point on, her behavior became more erratic. Her parents noticed changes in her communication. Then, suddenly, the daily calls stopped. On January 31st, 2013, Elisa Lam was officially reported missing. Days after Elisa was reported missing, Los Angeles police released surveillance footage from the hotel elevator. What the public saw immediately felt wrong. Elisa enters the elevator and presses several buttons. She waits, but the doors don't close. She steps out into the hallway, looks around, then steps back inside. She begins making strange movements with her hands, almost as if she's talking to someone who isn't there. At one point, she hides near the elevator door, peeking out cautiously. Her body language suggests fear, confusion, or possibly paranoia, but there is no one visible in the hallway. Eventually, she walks away. The elevator doors close after she leaves. That's it. No chase, no struggle, no visible threat. Yet people couldn't explain what they were seeing. The footage was slowed down, analyzed, and debated endlessly. Why didn't the elevator move? Why did she press so many buttons? Who was she reacting to? The video turned a missing persons case into a global obsession. Police searched the hotel thoroughly. Rooms, stairwells, common areas, the roof. Nothing. Then guests began complaining about the water. Low pressure, dark color, a strange taste. A maintenance worker was sent to check the rooftop water tanks. Inside one of them, he found Elisa Lam's body. She was naked. Her clothes were floating nearby. The tank lid was open. There were no signs of assault, No broken bones, no defensive wounds. The official ruling was accidental drowning. But once again, questions flooded in. How did she get to the roof? Why didn't alarms trigger? How did she climb into the tank alone? The answers never felt complete. Some experts point to a severe mental health episode. Elisa may have stopped taking her medication properly. Her behavior in the elevator could align with paranoia or hallucinations. Others argue the elevator footage was edited before release. Missing timestamps and altered speeds fueled suspicion. Online theories went further. Secret passages, hotel cover-ups, even supernatural explanations. But none of them explain everything. And that's why this case refuses to rest.